The call came at 3 a.m., like they always did. My phone's harsh buzz against the nightstand jolted me awake, Selena's name flashing on the screen. I let it ring 4 times before answering, already reaching for my laptop. "How much?" I asked, not bothering with hello. "Reagan, I'm so sorry," my sister's voice cracked. "The landlord's threatening eviction. I just need $2,000 just until next month. I swear I'll pay you back. My name is Reagan, and I've been my family's human ATM for the past 7 years. The sad part? I'm not even the one they call first anymore. I'm their last resort, the reliable backup plan when all other options fail." "Done," I said, typing in my banking password. "But Selena, this is the 3rd time this year." I know. Chad's business deal fell through and..." I cut her off. "I don't want to hear about Chad." The transfer went through with a soft ping. "Just make it last this time." After hanging up, I lay in bed staring at my ceiling, calculating. 2,000 to Selena, 3,000 for Mom and Dad's mortgage payment due next week. They still don't know I've been making those payments since Dad lost his job. My own rent due in 10 days. My phone buzzed again. A text from Mum. "Family meeting tomorrow, 6 p.m, important." My stomach clenched. Family meetings only happened when things went catastrophically wrong. Last time, it was Dad's medical bills. Before that, Selena's credit card debt. At work the next morning, I could barely focus on my spreadsheets. Owen from accounting stopped by my desk, coffee in hand. "Rough night?" he asked, setting the cup beside my keyboard. "You look like you could use this." "Thanks." I managed to smile. "Just family stuff. Anything I can help with?" I shook my head. If only he knew how many times I'd rehearsed telling anyone, about the weight I carried, about the second job I took just to keep up with everyone's emergencies, about the savings account I drained 3 times over. "Reagan!" Kylie's voice cut through my thoughts. My best friend stood in my office doorway, arms crossed. "Lunch. Now. You're stress-eating your pen cap again." At our usual cafe, I showed Kylie the family meeting text. "Oh God," she groaned. "What do they want this time?" Probably related to Selena's midnight crisis. She needed rent money again. "And you gave it to her." It wasn't a question. Kylie's face softened. "Honey, when are you going to stop setting yourself on fire to keep them warm?" "They're family," I said automatically, but the words felt hollow. "Family doesn't treat family like an emergency fund," Kylie countered. "When was the last time any of them asked how you were doing? If you needed anything?" I stirred my coffee, avoiding her eyes. "Mum called last week. To ask for money?" "Yes." My phone buzzed again. Another text from Mum. "Don't be late. Bring your laptop." Kylie's eyes widened. "They want you to bring your laptop? Reagan, that's not good." She was right. They only asked for the laptop when they needed immediate transfers. Big ones. "I should just tell them no," I said. But we both knew I wouldn't. 7 years of conditioning doesn't break easily. "At least make them squirm a little," Kylie suggested. "Make them acknowledge what they're asking." The rest of the workday crawled by. Owen stopped by again before I left, his concern evident. "Sure you don't want to grab dinner?" he asked. "You seem like you could use a break." For a moment I was tempted. Owen was nice, stable, everything my family wasn't. But I checked my watch, 5:30 p.m. "Can't tonight," I said, gathering my things. "Family emergency." "There seem to be a lot of those," he observed quietly. I froze, laptop halfway into my bag. "What do you mean?" "Nothing," he backtracked. "Just, you deserve better than being everyone's emergency contact." I hurried out before he could see my eyes water. Because he was right. I did deserve better. But knowing that and doing something about it were very different things. Sitting in my car outside my parents' house, I checked my bank balance one last time. The numbers glared back at me, a stark reminder of every sacrifice I'd made, every dream I'd put on hold, every time I'd said yes, when I desperately wanted to say no. My phone buzzed. Mum again. "We're waiting." I grabbed my laptop and stepped out of the car, the weight of it feeling like chains in my hands. Whatever they needed this time, it would cost me more than money. It always did. Taking a deep breath, I walked toward the front door, already knowing this meeting would be different. Not because I planned to say no, but because for the first time in 7 years, I wasn't sure I could say yes. The living room felt smaller than I remembered. Mum sat perched on the edge of the couch, hands clasped tight. Dad slumped in his recliner, avoiding eye contact. Selina paced behind them, mascara smeared beneath red-rimmed eyes. "Sit down, honey," Mom said, patting the space beside her. I remained standing. "What's the emergency?" I asked, though I already knew. There was always an emergency. "It's Chad," Selina burst out. "He borrowed money from some people, bad people. They're threatening him, Reagan. They're threatening me." I closed my eyes. "How much?" 50,000. The room went silent. I opened my eyes to find them all staring at me, waiting, always waiting. "I don't have $50,000, I said flatly. Mum leaned forward. "But you have your apartment." My stomach dropped. "What?" "If you sell it," she continued, "you could move back home. We could use the money to help Selina and—" "No." The word came out sharp, surprising even me. "That apartment is all I have." "All you have?" Selina's voice rose. "What about family? What about me?" "What about me?" I shot back. "I've been bailing everyone out for years. I'm tired." Dad shifted in his chair. "Reagan, be reasonable." "Reasonable?" I laughed, the sound bitter. Was it reasonable when I drained my savings for Selina's failed boutique? Or when I took a second job to cover your mortgage? Mum's face paled. "What mortgage payments?" Shit. I hadn't meant to reveal that. "Nothing," I backtracked, but Dad's eyes had widened with understanding. "You've been making our house payments?" he asked quietly. Before I could respond, Selina cut in. "This isn't about house payments. These guys will hurt Chad if we don't pay." "Then let them," I snapped. "Chad's been bleeding you dry for years, and you've been bleeding me dry to cover it." "How dare you?" Mum stood up, trembling. "We're family. Family helps family." "Really? Because I don't remember anyone helping me when I needed it." "When have you ever needed help?" Selina scoffed. "You've always been Little Miss Perfect with your fancy job and your—" "My fancy job that pays for your mistakes." I pulled out my phone, opening my banking app. "Want to see my account balance? Want to see what Little Miss Perfect has left after 7 years of being everyone's safety net?" Mum stepped between us. "Reagan, please, just think about selling the apartment. We can figure something out. Like you figured out Dad's medical bills, or Selina's credit card debt, or the 3 cars you've helped her finance. That's enough." Dad's voice boomed. "You're being selfish." The word hit me like a slap. Selfish. After everything I'd given up, everything I'd sacrificed, I was selfish for wanting to keep one thing for myself. "Fine," I said, my voice eerily calm. "I'm selfish. I'm terrible. I'm the worst daughter and sister in the world. But I'm not selling my apartment." "Then you're not family," Mum declared, her words precise and cutting. The room spun. I gripped my laptop tighter, backing toward the door. "Is that your final answer?" "Reagan," Selina pleaded. "They'll hurt him." "And what about how you've hurt me?" I asked softly. "All of you." Mum's face hardened. "If you walk out that door without helping your sister, don't bother coming back." I looked at each of them. Mum's rigid stance, Dad's averted gaze, Selina's theatrical tears. 7 years of memories flashed through my mind. Midnight phone calls, emergency transfers, dreams postponed, then abandoned. "Okay," I whispered. "Okay?" Mum's expression softened hopefully. "You'll help?" I reached for the doorknob. "Okay, I won't come back." "Reagan!" Selina lunged forward, but I was already through the door. "You have until tomorrow to decide," Mum called after me. "Family or money, your choice." I made it to my car before the tears came. My phone buzzed with texts. "Mum, you're breaking this family apart." Selina, "I hate you." Dad, "Your mother is very upset." Through blurred vision, I typed one response to their group chat. "I'm done." Then I blocked their numbers. Driving home, I passed the apartment building I'd fought so hard to buy. It wasn't much, a small 1-bedroom on the 4th floor, but it was mine, the only thing that was truly mine. My phone rang. Kylie. "Hey," I answered, voice shaking. I'm waiting at your place and with wine and pizza, she said. I figured you'd need it. Fresh tears spilled. They want me to sell my apartment. Those manipulative... Kylie caught herself. Just get here. We'll figure this out. I parked in my designated spot, looking up at my building. My home. The one thing I wouldn't give up, even if it meant losing everything else. Mum's text echoed in my head. Family or money? Your choice. But as I walked toward my apartment, toward Kylie and wine and understanding, I realized they'd gotten it wrong. The choice wasn't between family and money. It was between survival and surrender. And for the first time in 7 years, I chose survival. Kylie was sprawled on my couch, pizza box open on the coffee table, when I walked in. One look at my face and she poured a generous glass of wine. Tell me everything, she said, handing me the glass. I sank into the cushions beside her. $50,000! That's what they wanted, for Chad's latest mess. 50,000... Are they insane? Kylie choked on her wine. What did Chad do? Borrowed from loan sharks, apparently. I took a long sip. And when I said no, Mum said I wasn't family anymore. Let me get this straight. Kylie sat up straighter. Your sister's deadbeat boyfriend gets himself into trouble, and somehow that's your problem to fix? My phone buzzed. A text from Owen. Hope everything's okay. You seemed off today. Speaking of non-deadbeat guys, Kylie peered at my phone. At least someone cares about how you're doing. I set the phone face down. I can't think about Owen right now. I need to figure out what to do. About what? You said no. End of story. But the mortgage payment... I pulled out my laptop, logging into my banking app. It's due next week. If I don't pay it... Then they'll finally face consequences for their actions, Kylie finished. Reagan, show me your account balance. I turned the screen toward her. Her eyes widened. Holy shit, she whispered. That's all you have left? After everything you've done for them? I have my emergency fund, but... No. Kylie slammed her glass down. Their emergencies are not your emergencies anymore. Look at this. She pointed to my transaction history. $2,000 to Selena yesterday. $3,000 to your parents last month. $5,000 before that. This isn't helping anymore. It's enabling. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Reagan, Chad's voice came through. Baby, please. These guys are serious. I hung up and blocked the number. Good, Kylie nodded. Now do what you should have done years ago. My cursor hovered over the automatic payment to my parents' mortgage company. 7 years of monthly payments, never missing one, never letting them know I was keeping a roof over their heads. I can't, I whispered. They'll lose the house. And whose fault is that? Kylie's voice was gentle, but firm. Your dad hasn't looked for work in years. Selena keeps making the same mistakes. Your mum enables everyone. When does it stop? Another buzz. A text from Mum. Your sister is crying herself to sleep. I hope you're happy. They're trying to guilt you, Kylie said, reading over my shoulder. They know exactly what buttons to push. She was right. They'd always known how to manipulate me. The responsible one, the reliable one, the one who couldn't bear to see them suffer. My laptop screen glowed accusingly. 1 click to cancel the automatic payment. 1 click to change everything. What if they end up homeless, I asked. They won't, Kylie assured me. They'll figure something out. They always do when they have to. But as long as you're their safety net, they'll never have to. My finger trembled over the touchpad. Images flashed through my mind. Dad in his recliner, refusing job interviews. Mum writing checks she couldn't cover. Selena crying over Chad's latest scheme. Then other images. My savings account, drained again and again. The career advancement I'd turned down because it would mean less flexibility for their emergencies. The dates I'd cancelled, the trips I'd never taken, the life I'd put on hold. Do it, Kylie urged. Set yourself free. I clicked. A confirmation message appeared. Are you sure you want to cancel this automatic payment? Another text from Mum. We're your family. Don't do this to us. They're not giving you a choice, Kylie said softly. But you're finally giving yourself one. I clicked confirm. The screen refreshed. Payment cancelled. 7 years of financial responsibility ended with a single click. My hands shook as I opened my banking app again, navigating to bill pay. One by one, I cancelled everything. The utilities, I paid for them, the phone bills, the insurance payments. What now? I asked, closing the laptop. Now. Kylie refilled our glasses. Now you start living your life, starting with texting Owen back. I picked up my phone, ignoring the mounting messages from my family. Owen's concerned text waited patiently. Thanks for asking, I typed. It's been a rough day. Maybe I'll take you up on that dinner offer sometime. See? Kylie clinked her glass against mine. The world doesn't end when you say no. It begins. We stayed up late, talking and laughing, the weight lifting from my shoulders with each passing hour. For the first time in years, I felt light, free. But as I lay in bed that night, I knew the real storm was coming. They'd discover the cancelled payments soon. They'd realise their safety net was gone. And for once, I wouldn't be there to catch them when they fell. 3 days after cancelling the payments, I walked into my parents' house with a smile that could cut glass. Mum, Dad, and Selina looked up, startled by my unexpected appearance. I've thought about what you said, I announced, setting my laptop on the coffee table, about selling my apartment. Mum's face lit up. Oh, honey, I knew you'd come around. Reagan, Selina rushed forward to hug me. Thank you. Chad says these guys are getting really impatient. I stepped back from her embrace. I'll do it on one condition. Anything, Mum promised quickly. Too quickly. I want everything in writing. I pulled out a folder. A contract stating exactly how much you're getting, what it's for, and an acknowledgement that this is the last time. Dad frowned. We don't need paperwork. We're family. Family or not, I want it documented. I opened my laptop. I've already contacted a realtor. She says we can list it next week. Mum clapped her hands together. Perfect. Selina, call Chad. Tell him we've got it sorted. I watched them celebrate, their relief palpable. Mum was already talking about helping me move my things back home. Selina was texting frantically, probably to Chad. Dad just looked satisfied, like everything was falling into place exactly as it should. They didn't notice me slipping my old apartment keys into my pocket. They didn't see me forwarding my mail to a new address. They were too busy planning how to spend money they didn't have yet. Oh, Mum exclaimed. We should celebrate. Selina, get that bottle of wine from the kitchen. While Selina was gone, I casually asked, by the way, when's the mortgage payment due? Next week, Mum replied absently, still beaming. Don't worry about that now. We're just so happy you're being reasonable. I nodded, checking my watch. The bank would be processing transactions right about now, including the cancelled automatic payment. Selina returned with the wine, and Mom insisted on a toast. To family, she said, raising her glass. And to Reagan, for doing the right thing. I lifted my glass, smile never wavering. To family. My phone buzzed. Owen's name appeared on the screen. Sorry, I said, standing. Work call? I need to take this. In the hallway, I answered quietly. Hey, still on for dinner tonight? He asked. Absolutely. I might even have something to celebrate. Back in the living room, Mom was already making plans. We'll help you pack this weekend. Your old room needs some cleaning, but... Actually, I cut in, I won't be moving back home. The room went silent. But where will you live? Selina asked. I found a new place. I gathered my things. The lease is already signed. Mum's face darkened. You didn't tell us? I'm telling you now. I headed for the door. The realtor will be in touch about listing the apartment. Wait, Dad called. When did you do all this? 3 days ago. I paused at the doorway. The same day I cancelled all the automatic payments. The colour drained from Mum's face. What payments? Mortgage, utilities, phone bills, everything I've been paying for the past 7 years. I smiled that glass-cutting smile again. You wanted me to choose between family and money. I chose neither. You can't do this, Selina shrieked. Chad's guys are Chad's problem. I opened the door. Just like the mortgage is your problem now, and the utilities, and everything else. Mum stumbled forward. Reagan, please. We'll lose everything. No, Mum. I lost everything piece by piece, dollar by dollar. Now I'm just making it official. I walked out, their voices rising behind me. My phone exploded with texts and calls, but I didn't look back. In my car, I pulled out my old apartment keys one last time, then dropped them in an envelope addressed to the realtor. At work the next day, Owen stopped by my desk. "You seem different today." "Good different or bad different?" "Good," he smiled. "Like a weight's gone." My phone buzzed. A text from the bank. Payment declined for my parents' mortgage. More notifications followed. Utilities, phone bills, all declined. "Very good," I agreed, turning my phone face down. That evening, I met Kylie for coffee. She read the string of desperate texts from my family. "They still think you're selling the apartment," she observed. "They'll figure it out soon enough." I sipped my coffee. When the bank calls about the mortgage, when the lights go out, when their phones stop working. And Chad's loan sharks? Not my circus, not my monkeys. Kylie squeezed my hand. "You okay?" I thought about my new apartment, waiting to be furnished, about dinner with Owen tomorrow, about my bank account, finally stable without constant withdrawals. "No," I admitted, "but I will be." My phone lit up with another call from Mum. I declined it, then turned off my phone completely. The circus would have to go on without me. 1 week after cutting off payments, the dominoes started falling. I was at dinner with Owen when the first frantic voicemail came through. "Reagan?" Mum's voice cracked. "The bank called. They say we're late on the mortgage, and the power company left a notice. Please call me back." Owen watched me decline the call. "Family again?" "They're learning about consequences," I said, taking a bite of pasta. "It's not going well." "Want to talk about it?" I hesitated. I'd never told anyone except Kylie the full story, but something about Owen's steady gaze made me want to open up. "My sister borrowed money from loan sharks," I started. "My parents wanted me to sell my apartment to bail her out. Instead, I cancelled all the payments I've been making for them for years." Owen whistled low. "That's intense. How are you holding up?" Before I could answer, my phone lit up with a text from Selena. "The lights just went out. Mum's crying. Hope you're happy." Like that? I showed him the message. "They think I'm being cruel." "Are you?" "Maybe." I pushed my plate away. "But they've been cruel to me for years. They just didn't see it that way." My phone buzzed again. Dad this time. "Your mother can't sleep. She's worried sick. Is this what you wanted?" Owen reached across the table, squeezing my hand. "You don't have to justify setting boundaries." "Boundaries!" I repeated the word. "I don't think they know what those are." After dinner, Owen walked me to my car. "Want to do this again sometime?" "I'd like that." For the first time in days, I smiled genuinely. At home, I found Kylie waiting outside my apartment. "Emergency wine session," she announced, holding up a bottle. Inside, she showed me Facebook posts from Selena. Some people pretend to care about family, but only care about themselves. Blood isn't always thicker than water. Each post had sympathetic comments from relatives who didn't know the whole story. "They're trying to shame you publicly," Kylie said, pouring wine. "Classic manipulation." "It's working," I admitted. "Part of me wants to fix everything. That's exactly what they're counting on." She grabbed my phone, scrolling through messages. "Look at this. They haven't once acknowledged what you've done for them. It's all guilt and accusations." A new text appeared from Mum. "We need to talk. Your father's blood pressure is through the roof from stress." "They're using Dad's health to manipulate you," Kylie pointed out. "I know." I took my phone back. "But what if something really happens to him?" "Then that's on them, not you. They're adults. They can figure this out." Another buzz. An email from the bank confirming a missed mortgage payment on my parents' house. "It's really happening," I whispered. "Yes, it is." Kylie refilled our glasses. "And you're going to let it happen." The next morning at work, Owen brought coffee to my desk. "Rough night?" I showed him the latest message from Selena. "Chad's guys came by. They're getting aggressive. If anything happens to him, it's your fault." "That's straight-up emotional blackmail," Owen said. "I know, but—" "No buts." He perched on my desk. "You're not responsible for Chad's bad decisions or your sister's choice to enable them." My phone rang. Mom again. Answer it, Owen suggested. But stay strong. I took a deep breath and picked up. Hello? Finally! Mum's voice was shrill. Reagan, this has gone far enough. The bank is threatening foreclosure. We could lose everything. I know. You know. That's all you have to say? After everything we've done for you? I laughed hollowly. What exactly have you done for me, Mum? Silence. That's what I thought. My voice remained steady. I've paid your mortgage for 7 years. I've bailed out Selina countless times. I've put my life on hold to be your safety net. Not anymore. We're your family. No, I said quietly. You're my prison, and I'm breaking out. I hung up before she could respond. Owen squeezed my shoulder. Proud of you, he said. My phone immediately lit up with texts. Selina, you heartless bitch. Dad, your mother's inconsolable. Mum, I didn't raise you to be this selfish. I turned off my phone and focused on my work. By lunchtime, Kylie had texted my work line with updates from Facebook. Selina posting cryptic messages about betrayal. Mum sharing quotes about ungrateful children. They're really playing the victim card, Kylie said when I called her. Let them, I replied, surprising myself with my calmness. The truth will come out eventually. That evening, I drove past my parents' house. The windows were dark, utilities cut off. A foreclosure notice hung on the door. Chad's expensive car was parked outside, probably hiding from his loan sharks. I kept driving. My phone had 17 missed calls, 32 text messages, and 5 voicemails. I deleted them all without listening. The dominoes were falling, and for once, I wasn't there to set them back up. 2 weeks after the utilities were cut off, Mum showed up at my office. I was in a meeting when the receptionist called. Your mother's here, she whispered. She's causing quite a scene. I excused myself and found Mom in the lobby, looking dishevelled and desperate. Owen stood nearby, watching with concern. You need to come home, Mum demanded, grabbing my arm. Everything's falling apart. I gently removed her hand. Let's talk outside. In the parking lot, Mum broke down. The bank's given us 30 days. Selina's moved in with us because Chad disappeared. Your father, he's not eating, barely speaking. And you're here because you want money, I said flatly. I'm here because we're drowning. She grabbed my shoulders. Don't you care? I cared for 7 years, Mum. Where was your care when I worked 2 jobs to pay your bills? When I couldn't afford a vacation because Selina needed bail money? That's different. We're family. Family? I laughed bitterly. Family doesn't threaten to disown someone for not selling their home. Family doesn't manipulate and guilt trip. Family doesn't... I knew about the mortgage payments. Dad's voice cut in. He stood by Mum's car, looking older than I'd ever seen him. Mum whirled around. What? I knew Reagan was paying, he continued, walking toward us. Have known for years. Mum's face went white. Why didn't you tell me? Because it was easier not to. Dad looked at me. It was easier to let Reagan handle everything, to pretend we weren't failing. Dad, my voice cracked. No, let me finish. He straightened up. I failed as a father, lost my job and my pride, watched you sacrifice everything while Selina took and took. I should have stopped it. Mum shook her head violently. This isn't about... It's about exactly that. Dad interrupted. We broke our daughter, Cora, not with love, but with expectations, with guilt, with emotional blackmail. I did what I had to, Mum screamed, to keep this family together. No, I said quietly. You did what was easy. Letting me carry everything was easy. Enabling Selina was easy. Actually fixing things? That would have been hard. Owen appeared at the office door, watching protectively. I gave him a small nod to show I was okay. We can change, Mum pleaded. We'll do better. Just help us one more time. You don't get it, I sighed. This isn't about money anymore. It's about respect, boundaries, self-worth. Your sister needs you, Mum tried again. Selina needs consequences, Dad corrected her. We all do. Mum turned on him. How can you say that? After Reagan abandoned us. I didn't abandon you, I cut in. I stopped enabling you. There's a difference. The bank called again this morning, Dad said. We have to be out by the end of the month. Mum crumpled to the ground, sobbing. Dad helped her up. looking at me with tired eyes. "I'm sorry," he said simply. "For everything." "Me too," I replied. "But I can't fix this anymore." "I know." He managed a sad smile. "That's probably the best thing you could do for us." Mum's sobs turned to hiccups. "Where will we go?" "Aunt Sarah offered her basement," Dad said, "until we figure things out." "And Selina?" "She's an adult," I said. "She can figure out her own life." "Like you did?" Mum's voice turned bitter again. "By turning your back on family?" "No," I stepped back. "By turning toward myself for once." Owen approached carefully. "Everything okay here?" "We're leaving," Dad said, guiding Mum toward their car. He paused, looking back at me. "Reagan, I really am sorry." I watched them drive away, Owen's hand steady on my shoulder. Through the windshield, I could see Mom still crying, Dad's face set in grim acceptance. Back in my office, I found messages from Selina. "Dad told us everything about you paying the mortgage. Why didn't you say anything?" "Would it have made a difference?" I texted back. "No," she replied honestly. "Probably not." That night, over dinner with Owen, I got one final text from Dad. "You were right to stop. We needed to wake up. I hope someday you can forgive us." "Will you?" Owen asked, reading over my shoulder. I thought about 7 years of midnight calls and drained accounts, about Mum's manipulation and Selina's entitlement, about Dad's silent complicity. "Maybe," I said finally, "but not today." Owen squeezed my hand. "That's fair." My phone buzzed again. "Mum, I'll never forgive you for this." I blocked her number without responding. Sometimes, I realized, the hardest part of setting boundaries isn't drawing the line, it's holding it. The day of my parents' eviction, I parked across the street and watched. A small moving truck sat in the driveway, half filled with furniture. Mum stood on the front lawn, arms crossed, supervising as Dad and 2 neighbours carried out boxes. "You don't have to be here," Kylie said from the passenger seat. "Yes, I do." I gripped the steering wheel tighter. "I need to see it end." Selina's car pulled up, Chad in the passenger seat. They started arguing before even getting out. Some things never change. My phone buzzed. "Owen, need company?" "I'm okay," I texted back. "Kylie's with me." We watched as the bank representative arrived, clipboard in hand. Mum's voice carried across the street, shrill and desperate, trying to negotiate more time. The representative shook his head. "Should we help?" Kylie asked softly. "No," I replied. "They need to do this themselves." Chad stormed off, leaving Selina crying on the front steps. Mum was now sitting in her car, face buried in her hands. Dad just kept moving boxes, his movements mechanical. A police car rolled up slowly, standard procedure for evictions. The sight made it real in a way nothing else had. "Reagan!" Selina had spotted my car. She started walking across the street. "Drive," Kylie urged. I shook my head. "No more running." Selina reached my window, mascara streaked down her face. "Come to gloat?" "No." I rolled down the window. "I came to witness." "Witness what? Our family falling apart?" "It fell apart long ago," I said quietly. "You just couldn't see it because I was holding up the pieces." Mum emerged from her car, seeing us. "Reagan! Reagan!" I stepped out of the car as she rushed over. Her hand raised, to hug me or hit me. I wasn't sure, but Dad caught her arm. "Don't," he warned. "You've done enough." "Me?" Mum laughed hysterically. "Look at her, watching us lose everything like some kind of vulture." "No," Dad's voice was firm. "Looking at what we lost long before today." The police officer approached. "Folks, we need to keep this moving." Chad reappeared, hovering at the edge of the yard. "Selina, baby, we should go." "Go where?" she snapped. "Your business partners are still looking for their money." "About that," he shuffled nervously. "I thought maybe Reagan could—" "Finish that sentence." Kylie stepped out of the car. "I dare you." Chad backed away, hands raised. The bank representative checked his watch. 1 hour left. Mum crumpled against Dad. "This isn't happening. This can't be happening." "It is," I said, "and it needed to." "How can you be so cold?" Selina demanded. "Cold?" I turned to her. Was it cold when I paid your rent? Bailed you out of jail? Covered for Chad's schemes? That's different. No, it's not. I pulled out my phone, showing her my banking app. Look at this. Really look. 7 years of transactions. Every emergency, every crisis, just this once. This is what cold looks like. Mum tried to grab the phone. Stop it. No, you stop it, I stepped back. Stop pretending this is my fault. Stop acting like I owe you anything. Stop expecting me to fix your mistakes. Then why are you here? Dad asked quietly. Because, I took a deep breath. Because I needed to see it. To know it's really over. The officer cleared his throat. Time's running out, folks. Reagan, please. Mum tried one last time. We can still fix this. No, Mum, we can't. I walked back to my car. Some things need to break completely before they can heal. I hate you, Selena whispered. I know. I opened my door. But maybe someday you'll understand why this had to happen. Dad caught my eye before I got in. Take care of yourself, Reagan. I will. I managed a small smile. That's what this is all about. Kylie and I watched as they finished loading the truck, as Mum took one last look at the house, as Selena and Chad drove away arguing, as Dad helped Mum into their car, following the moving truck to Aunt Sarah's. The police car left. The bank representative locked up. The street fell quiet. You okay? Kylie squeezed my hand. No, I started the car. But I will be. My phone lit up with a text from Owen. Dinner tonight? You look like you could use a friend. Looking at the empty house one last time, I replied, yes, I really could. Some endings feel like beginnings. This one felt like both. The real estate agent handed me the keys to my new apartment. Congratulations, it's all yours. Standing in the empty living room, sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows, I felt something I hadn't in years. Peace. My phone buzzed. A text from Dad. Found a job. Starting Monday. Not much, but it's something. Good for you, I replied, meaning it. Kylie burst through the door with Owen, both carrying boxes. Where do you want these? Bedroom, I pointed down the hall. Thanks for helping. That's what friends are for, Owen smiled, disappearing with his box. My phone buzzed again. Selena this time. Chad got arrested. I'm staying at a women's shelter. Don't worry, I'm not asking for money. I sat on the floor, staring at her message. After a moment, I typed, Are you safe? Yes. They have counsellors here. I'm getting help. Good, I responded. That's really good, Selena. Kylie returned, flopping down beside me. Everything okay? I showed her the messages. It's weird. They're actually dealing with things. Because they have to, she pointed out. You gave them that gift. Gift? Owen emerged from the bedroom. Felt more like tough love to me. Sometimes they're the same thing, I said, standing up. Come on, more boxes to unpack. As we worked, my phone kept buzzing. Mum had posted on Facebook, learning hard lessons about enabling. Sometimes love means letting go. Wow, Kylie peered over my shoulder. That's unexpected. She's in therapy too, I said. Dad told me last week. Owen started unpacking my kitchen boxes. You know, when you first told me about your family, I thought you were harsh cutting them off. But seeing them now, they needed to hit bottom, I finished. We all did. The doorbell rang. A delivery man stood there with flowers. The card read, To New Beginnings. Dad. He's trying, Kylie observed. They all are. I put the flowers in water, but this time from a distance. We ordered pizza and sat on my new floor, surrounded by half-unpacked boxes. Owen's hand found mine as Kylie told stories about our college days. My phone rang. Mum. Want me to leave? Kylie offered. I shook my head, answering. Hello? Reagan? Mum's voice was different, steadier, calmer. I'm not calling to ask for anything. I wanted to say I'm sorry. I gripped Owen's hand tighter. Mum, no, let me finish. I'm sorry for making you responsible for our problems, for choosing Selena's chaos over your stability, for not seeing how much we hurt you. Tears pricked my eyes. Thank you. I'm working on myself, she continued. We all are. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know. After hanging up, I sat quietly while Owen rubbed my back. You okay? Kylie asked. Yeah. I wiped my eyes. It's just different. Hearing her take responsibility. People can change, Owen said. When they have to. My phone lit up with another text from Selena. The counsellor helped me understand some things. About patterns, dependency. I get why you did what you did. I showed it to Kylie, who whistled low. Now that's progress? It's not perfect, I said, looking around my new apartment. They still slip sometimes. Mum still tries to guilt me. Selena still has moments of blame, but they're trying, Owen finished. And so are you. The evening sun painted my empty walls gold. Tomorrow, I'd paint them whatever colour I wanted. Fill this space with my choices, my life. Hey, Kylie raised her pizza slice. To Reagan, for being brave enough to break the cycle. To boundaries, Owen added. To healing, I said softly, even when it hurts. Later, after they left, I stood at my window looking out at the city. My phone buzzed one last time. Dad. Proud of you, kiddo. Not for taking care of us all those years, for taking care of yourself now. I typed back, proud of you too, Dad. For doing the work. Setting my phone down, I unpacked a small frame. A photo of my family from years ago, before everything got so twisted. I placed it on a shelf, not as a reminder of what was lost, but of what could be rebuilt. Differently this time, healthier. My new apartment key felt right in my hand. My space, my rules, my life. Outside, the city hummed with possibility. Inside, surrounded by boxes waiting to be unpacked, I felt something better than revenge, stronger than anger, more powerful than guilt. I felt free, and this time I was keeping it.